So let's talk about the RSET service provider network. This is something that you're talking about for the first time, I believe, WGAN-TV Live at 5. Tell us about the RSET service provider network for Matterport service providers.
Yes, so the RSET service provider network, the RSP as we're calling it, is we're opening up a beta program for 50 users right now that we're going to vet and try to join our team to be the emissaries to go out and start talking about and reselling their services. So they could resell their scans, they could provide scan services to different first responders, other departments that might need this, schools, libraries, where you might want, they could go in and do the scanning themselves. And then they can sell seats of RSET and continue to service the people in that area doing scans. You might need multiple scans done in a single space. You might need iterative scans done after construction and things like that. They would be working with them in that space to say, we will support your RSET seat by multiple scans. And that's how we would work with these departments. And they could resell the different seats of RSET. Again, as I just was mentioning, if we're all Kentucky based, but if you had someone in Atlanta that needed a scan done and they had a seat of RSET, we also will do, like many others do, contact the Matterport network and say that we have a representative in Atlanta that could do the scans for the fire stations. They've been vetted, they've worked with us before. Ultimately, we like to have a larger network, but we're starting this beta right now just to get our feet wet and see how this works.
So I go to either RSET, RSET.com, look up at the top, there's a tab that says Service Provider Network, or I go directly to RSET.com/RSP, and I sign up today, and I qualify, whatever that means. What is it that I get as part of this RSP program?
So we will work with you once we get you into the system and decide that you're a good fit for the program. We will get the agreements in place to understand how we're going to work with this together. And then we will give you the ability, the marketing material that we have to say, I'm going out to my local fire departments, I'm going to my local volunteer departments, I'm going to my local schools, and I'm going to sell my services not only as a Matterport scanner, but as an RSET provider. And at that point, they can either choose to sell the RSET seats. By being a member of the beta program, you will get RSET Pro free for a year with us. So you'll be able to—
Let's back up. I'm sorry. Let's back up for a moment, because you have 3 different off-the-shelf solutions that I can buy. So can you tell us about what those 3 are, and when I buy one versus the other, and how many seats that I need of each?
Okay, so the first level is RSET Lite, and that is a single scan and can only be used in that one scan. You can do once whatever's built in that scan or that scenario, it never goes outside of that scan. That's a one-time thing. The next level is RSET.
And is that a seat? So for example, if I want 10 first responders to each be able to have their own account to be able to look at that?
Not on the light level, not on the light level. That is simply you're working with a single client, and it may not really apply as much to the first responder market for this. It may or may not, we'll have to see. That's more like maybe your facilities management situation, and you just want to always have the one scan you can walk around within your place and look up things and something like that. So it's a one-level seat on that.
Within the data view, the .obj.
Within that, exactly, within that one OBJ. The RSET Go.
That's the RSET Lite. Then the second of 3 is
RSET Go, which gives you all the exploration and the training tools that you need with many seats as you want, as many scans as you want, as many OBJs if you want. So if you were a volunteer department, I would suggest getting like 3 to 4 RSET Go seats and let them do training with each other in that space, because we can do network training. And that could be done in all the schools in their district, all the library, any kind of public building they wanted scanned, they could all work together in that space. That's the Go level and the mid level. The Pro level is what we use to create the scenarios, where you actually build the shooting situation, which you actually set the fire, we actually create the mass casualties. Those scenario files can be pushed out to RSET Go users. So that's where we're enabling the RSP network. They will have a seat of RSET Pro They can sell the seats of RSET.
Hang on, went a little bit fast for him. I'm still trying to
Okay.
understand
That's all right.
the difference between RSET Lite, RSET Go, RSET Pro. I think what I'm hearing is for our audience, there's only really two that matter, the RSET Go and RSET Pro. And the difference is if your client wants to be able to customize the scenarios, then they're going to need RSET Pro.
Yes.
Okay.